What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, and welcome everybody finally to the semi-finals of the NBBL, where this week we're going to be taking on Coach Travis and the MEOW MIX MEOWERS. Really quickly, I apologize for this video taking so long to actually go up. Long story short, the move, if you have not seen yesterday's video, I highly encourage you to check it out. I explain it in more detail there, but we're finally here, we're finally doing the thing, and I'm very excited to show you guys what we've got. Also, if you guys missed our Week 8 game that went up like a month ago at this point, be sure to check it out if you haven't already. I explain how the playoffs work in this league, as well as why there is no quarterfinals video. So definitely be sure to check out that video if you haven't already. Back to this game, whoever wins automatically goes to the finals. Whoever loses does get knocked down to the lower bracket. So we're obviously fighting for a win here, so that way we have one less battle ahead of us. Imagine us going from 0 and 2 to the upper brackets placer in the finals. Granted, you don't have to imagine that because Travis has also done the exact same thing. Both of us have lost our first 2 games of the regular season, and then we went on to win every single game from there. So it's kind of crazy to see how both of us have come so far. On top of that, Travis even managed to beat the #1 seed of this league, being Nova himself, in the quarterfinals. So needless to say, we have quite the challenge ahead of us. We've got an extremely tough opponent ahead of us with a really scary team. Speaking of that team, let's go ahead and get into the team breakdown. So Travis's team consists of a Heatran, Dragonite, Toxapex, Mimikyu, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Single Strike, Urshifu, Ursaluna, a Porygon 2 that can turn into a normal Poison or Fairy type, a Wo-Chen that can turn into a Grass, Fire, or Ghost type, and finally an Impidimp to round things out. To be honest, it's very clear to me why this team has done so well. These mons are so good together. Terra Normal P2 can hit surprisingly hard, Urshifu and Ursaluna are both extremely terrifying physical nukes, Travis also has used the Mimikyu expertly well, and Toxapex combined with Heatran, Terra, Wo-Chen, and Dragonite can be a really tough core to take out. In terms of what I'm expecting my opponent to bring, I'm thinking it's going to be Heatran, Dragonite, Mimikyu, Urshifu Single Strike, Ogerpon Cornerstone, and either Toxapex or one of the Terra Caps. We've got an extremely tough game ahead of us, but I think I've got the team that'll win us this game. So without any further ado, let's get into what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. The first Pokemon we're bringing is going to be our dedicated lead, Taser the Vikavolt. Holding the Focus Sash this week, Vikavolt has one job this week, and that is setting up the Sticky Webs. With the moves Discharge, Baton Pass, Sticky Webs, and Light Screen, Sticky Webs, and Light Screen, Taser's also rocking max defense, decent HP, and enough special attack to 2-shot a max HP, max special defense Toxapex. Now you might be wondering why I'm not running Energy Ball or Ursaluna, as this set cannot hit Ursaluna at all. And that's because one of Ursaluna's abilities is Bulletproof. If you remember from my first season of the SDA that I took part in, I had an Ursaluna that perfectly walled Iron Moth due to this ability, so if it comes, Vikavolt wouldn't be able to touch it anyways. As a result, I figured I'd run Baton Pass in case I was able to save Taser before he goes down, but again, this week his one job is set up webs since my opponent has absolutely zero hazard removal on his team. If webs go up, they are staying up. Next up on the team is another Pokemon that can take advantage of no spinners. It's Volga the Colossal, baby! Holding the leftovers this week with the ability Flame Body, we've got quite an interesting build this week. With max HP, near to max defense, and enough speed to outspeed a Toxapex if needed, we're rocking the moves Earthquake, Curse, Spikes, and Reflect with the Terra Ghost typing. Now while it is true that I won't be able to hit Dragonite, that's why we've got the Curse plus Terra Ghost tech. While ideally we'll be tearing our other Terra Captain we're bringing this week, Terra Ghost Curse provides great backup strategy just in case I'm backed up into a corner. As long as mons don't start setting up in front of us, Colossal is going to be the ultimate support Pokemon this week. After Colossal is none other than Sheldon the Hisuian Goodra. Holding the leftovers this week for a reliable recovery, we're rocking the moves Dragon Claw, Heavy Slam, Earthquake, and Knockoff with max HP and max defense. Honestly, this set looks extremely good into my opponent's team, hitting a majority of Pokemon hard with either our dual stabs, Knockoff for items, and Earthquake for coverage. For example, this set perfectly walls Toxapex, Porygon 2, and Mimikyu, which is quite nice. Hopefully this set can be the perfect chipper into my opponent's team. After Sheldon is going to be what's become a staple of the team, Kara the Donphan. Holding the heavy duty boots as always, we're rocking the moves Earthquake, Ice Spinner, Play Rough, and Rapid Spin with max attack, a lot of HP, and enough speed to outspeed a Jolly Urshifu at +1 or after webs. Long story short, Donphan looks crazy in this game, as Sturdy guarantees that we'll be able to KO something, and our coverage allows us to hit nearly everything on my opponent's team super effectively, and those it doesn't hit super effectively are really not going to want to take a hit from this monstrous threat. I am really excited for Donphan popping off this week. Hopefully he puts in work. After Car is the one team member that hasn't even hit the field yet during this entire season, and that is I-Beam the Girder. Holding the EVA Light this week, we're rocking the Guts ability just in case Thunderwave or Flame Body Heat Train makes an appearance, the Terra Steel type alongside max speed and attack with the moves Drain Punch, Terra Blast, Ice Punch, and High Horsepower. Now the reason we're running max speed is because, believe it or not, we outspeed Heatran after they take webs, meaning that we get the KO with a high horsepower as long as they're not Shuka Berry, Air Balloon, or a particularly bulky variant. The rest of these moves are pretty standard. Drain Punch is there for recovery, the Steel Terra Blast is great against Mimikyu and Terra Fairy Porygon 2, and Ice Punch is there specifically for Wo-Chien and Dragonite. This set looks extremely solid into my opponent's team, so hopefully I-Beam finally pops off after not even seeing the light of day the one game I brought it to before this one. And finally wrapping up the team after Girder is none other than best friend, the Ogre Pawn, Hearthflame. As always, holding their Hearthflame mask with the Mold Breaker ability, we're rocking the moves Horn Leech, Play Rough, Swords Dance, and Brick Break as our moveset with max attack, decent defense, and enough speed to outspeed an Adamant Urshifu and Mimikyu, as well as a Jolly Ogre Pawn Cornerstone after webs. Now, I know this set looks rather interesting, but I can explain. Ivy Cudgel honestly doesn't look good in this matchup, as the only Pokemon that's weak to it is Wo-Chien, which can also Terra, so it's not worth bringing. Horn Leech combined with Swords Dance mean that best friends can stall out a whole bunch of Pokemon. Play Rough is there specifically for Dragonite and Urshifu, and Brick Break is there just in case Impidimp with Screens comes. You can never be too careful. And that's the team we're bringing for the upper division semis of the NBBL. We might have a very tough matchup ahead of us, but I think this team has enough surprises that will hopefully catch my opponent off guard and allow us to pick up a win. So let's go ahead and whop into the battle. Hey everybody, really quick, it's Gokey from the edit here. I just wanted to mention really quickly that unfortunately I did not have time to script this battle. I'm literally recording this as well as everything you have seen up to this point today, the day this video is supposed to go up being Sunday, July 7th. And as a result, unfortunately, what I've decided to do is rely on my live commentary. The unfortunate part is there's a large chunk of this battle where I'm so focused I don't have any live commentary. So what I'm going to be doing for a large chunk of this video, I'm going to be switching to what I have been doing for the PUDL, where I just commentate over the recording part of the video. And then once the live commentary comes back, then I will switch back to live commentary and it'll just be pure live commentary from that point on. I will say, I know, I hate having to do this. It's really annoying. I don't like it, but again, I really encourage you guys to watch this battle because holy crap, this endgame is absolutely wild. So, yeah, regardless, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and now I'm going to go ahead and blop to the actual battle. Blop, blop, and we are back. Oh boy, I'm so excited. I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited. So we see Heatran, P2, the Ogre Pawn Cornerstone, Urshifu, Toxapex, and Ursaluna. I mean, regardless, my plan stays the same. I always lead Taser. There is zero reason for me not to. I'm setting up my webs, and they are staying up for the entire game. So happy not to see Dragonite there. Dragonite not being there is really, really good for us. Let's see what else. Pretty much everything else I expected. Yeah, I'm happy not to see any Impidimp shenanigans. That's always nice to see. No Mimikyu either. Wow, no Mimikyu. That is interesting. I was fully expecting Mimikyu to come, so that's a major threat out of the way. I'm fully expecting Urshifu to possibly be banded. I am scared of a banded Urshifu. I'm very, very scared of that. So I do need to be careful. I have Pokemon with Play Rough. I have Pokemon that can deal damage against it, but I need to make sure that my Pokemon that can deal damage against it also survive. Here we go! We also know that the Terra Captain is Porygon 2. It's going to be Normal, Grass, or Fairy. I don't know which one. It could very well be Terra Normal. Maybe it's an offensive Porygon 2, which would be kind of wild to see. That'd be so cool to see a Terra Normal offensive Porygon 2. I would love that, dude. But yeah, good luck, have fun to my opponent. Let's go ahead and get into it. Love that card, by the way. Let's do this. Jesus Christ, the Ogre Pawn. Okay. Alright, so I have swapped temporarily to the post-com where I'm talking about the game from this point and all that fun stuff. I will be switching back to the live commentary once my live commentary actually becomes more consistent, but for the most part I'm actually kind of talking to myself. So as you can see, our plan starts off immediately. We fire off the sticky webs as we survive the Ivy Cudgel with the Focus Sash, which is always very nice, and I very much approve. Now from here, I believe what I do is I just let the Vikavolt go down. Yep, that's what I do here. I let Vikavolt go down because there's just really no point. Nothing really wants to switch in on the Ogre Pawn. I'm worried about a knockoff, so I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fine. I'll go ahead and let Vikavolt go down here. Now at this point, we have seen that this Ogerpon knows knockoff, I immediately go into Hisuian Gudra because that's just always my switch. So I send in Hisuian Gudra to 1v1 this Ogerpon because Heavy Slam is pretty much a guaranteed OHKO. The only thing that I forget about here is that this Pokemon has Sturdy. I completely forget about that. I do remember it after this turn, as you'll see it pop off here, and you'll probably hear it from my reaction. But yeah, you'll see what happens here in a second. Oh, they think are getting greedy with the Swords Dance. Oh boy. Well, Heavy Slam should knock you out here. That's the lowest roll. Oh, Sturdy, duh. I'm stupid. I forgot about Sturdy. That's my bad, I forgot about Sturdy. Well, we're probably gonna lose our item here, but that's fine, I just click knock. Ooh, superpower, that's good. That's good. Okay, I respect that. I respect the superpower. That's good. Okay. Might be in a bit of trouble now. So yeah, I kind of messed that up a little bit. I forgot that this thing got superpower, and I believe it also gets low kick too, so which would have been even worse for your boy. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. Now that we know this thing doesn't have a grass move, I can go ahead and send in Car for free to pick up the KO. The unfortunate part is that I have lost 2 Pokemon. A third Pokemon is going to be very heavily chipped. This is not exactly the best position for me to be in right now. But while I do have the webs up, and so many threats are now slower than things like the Ogerpon, even certain Pokemon like Heatran will be slower than Gurdurr as long as it doesn't have the air balloon. Like, there's a lot of things here that are in my favor, but the Pokemon, just in general, this is not the best position for me to be in because of the fact that I've lost 2 Pokemon, and of course Donphan being chipped quite a bit is a bit of a problem. This is a very fast game, I will say. Holy crap, we are schmoving. Okay, we see Affleck, the Porygon 2. Okay, so the Porygon 2. This means I'm willing to bet it's probably AV, or not AV. So yeah, the Porygon 2 comes in. Thankfully, Donphan is able to pick up the KO versus Ogerpon, as you guys saw. But the Porygon 2 comes in, and unfortunately, I don't have knockoff on any of these Pokemon now because my knockoff user is dead. My original answer for Porygon 2 is now gone, which is not that great. So now at this point, I'm trying to debate whether I send in Gurdurr, whether I send in Colossal, and I can't remember exactly what I do here, so I'm gonna have to watch my footage to see what exactly I fire off here. You know what? No, I'm going to send in Colossal here. I think I'm going to send in Colossal, actually. Yeah, I think this is the right play. I send in Colossal here because I can't really touch Colossal, which is good. Normally, Gudra would have been my switch here, but that was a really, really good Ogerpon. We do see the Ice Beam here, that's fine. So, okay, yes, I do go ahead and opt to switch into Colossal to A, be able to tank a hit, and also B, to hopefully at least do a decent chunk of damage to it. My opponent does end up firing off the Ice Beam, which thankfully does not get the freeze, and we essentially get back up to full with our lefties, which is very, very nice. I think we're like just 10 points lower, but you know what, that's all good. So I can freely set up a curse here, I can freely go for spikes, I can even fire off a Reflect, predicting something like the Urshifu to come in, and the Reflect is exactly what I do here, predicting a swap. So yeah. So I managed to fire off the Reflect. As you can tell by my expression, I am a bit surprised that Porygon 2 opted to stay in, and they click Thunder Wave, which is a bit surprising to me, especially since I have like a Guts Gurdurr in the back. You know, if that thing got paralyzed, all of a sudden we're doing a crap ton of damage. But this is honestly okay with me, just because, I mean, Colossal being affected by the Thunder Wave is honestly fine. This time I opt to go for a Curse, seeing that, oh, there's a good chance that Porygon 2 actually wants to stay in versus me. So I want to go ahead and set up a Curse, and then possibly even later on set up some Spikes. We do see the Thunderbolt pop off here, which again does a decent chunk of damage, and we fire off a Curse, upping our attack and defense, but lowering our speed with the Reflect up as well. So overall, we're starting to get into a bit of a better position here. We can't necessarily 1v1 Porygon 2, but we can 1v1 anything else that wants to come in. Even a possible Urshifu switch in. And here I go ahead, I'm like, you know what? Might as well. I'm going to go ahead and set up another Curse. So they end up switching out Affleck, and they go into... I love that name, it's Toxapex, okay. So yeah, they go into the Toxapex as I set up a second Curse. Then again, that nickname is crazy. I love it. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and send an I-Beam here, and I'm gonna hope that well, it's not gonna Toxic me because I'm paralyzed. I could have gotten a lot of damage on this thing, but I do want to TERA Steel my Gurdurr. I think that is the most important thing to do right here. Ooh, Haze is really good too. I respect that. I respect the Haze. I just click high horsepower here. There's no reason for me not to. So yeah, at this point I end up going unpunished thanks to the Toxapex going for Haze, which is a very good play on my opponent's bring, or it's a very good bring on my opponent's part, I should say. Here is where I go ahead, I'm like, you know what, frick it, I'm going to Terra. This is the best opportunity for me to not get poisoned. I can still get paralyzed by the Porygon 2, or burned by Flame Body Heatran, but at this point I really decided the TERA Steel Girder looks really solid here, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the TERA button. And there's even a decent chance that Toxapex won't even be able to hit me back, so I fire off a high horsepower for a solid chunk of damage, which is obviously very nice. Although that was a crit, and that does reveal the Rocky Helmet, making me realize, like, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to 1v1 this. And that my opponent also goes for a Toxic here as well. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out, okay, do I want to send something in? Do I want to be able to try to hit this thing without taking Rocky Helmet Chip? What do I want to do? How do I want to handle this thing? Part of me wants to predict either a recover or a swap. I think I'm going to swap into Dawn Fan here. This is a bit of a gutsy play because I could see a water move popping off here, but we'll see. So yeah, here I decide I'm just going to switch out into Car. I feel like that's the best choice for me to make as my opponent goes for Recover. So we have seen the moves so far: Toxic, Haze, and Recover. Which means if this opponent has a Poison type move, then Girder can actually completely wall it, which is a very important thing to note for the future. Here I fire off an Earthquake because it's very free, there is no Dragonite switching in, so it's a very easy button for me to click. And my opponent ends up switching out, and they go into the Porygon 2, which once again will take the Sturdy ability from us with Trace, and we fire off a decently hitting, hard-hitting Earthquake. Words. I can say words, I swear. And now I have to decide, okay, what am I going to do here? And I decide eventually I'm going to switch back into Volga. We are paralyzed, so we don't have to risk getting frozen thanks to the Ice Beam. And I can figure out what I want to do from here. I can set up a Curse, I can go for an Earthquake, I can go for a whatever you want, the Spikes, there we go. I can even go for another Reflect if I so desire. And here I opt to set up my Spikes. The reason being, again, is so that way the bulky Pokemon coming in will always get some chip on it. This is really good for things like the Porygon, things like even Urshifu to an extent. We do manage to get our first layer of spikes up, which is obviously very nice for us. So we don't get paralyzed, it's very good, and here I opt to go ahead and go for a spike one more time, and then you guys will see what happened next. It's also worth noting that Porygon 2 still hasn't clicked the Terra button yet, so I have no idea what Terra this Pokemon could be. So my opponent does end up switching out, and I believe they go back into the... Oh, no, they go into Ursaluna, because, I mean, Ursaluna makes sense, you know, whatever. The Ursaluna does get caught in the sticky webs. Unfortunately, we will not outspeed the Ursaluna now because of the fact that we are paralyzed. As you can see right here, this was pretty unfortunate getting paralyzed on this turn. If we were able to get a second layer of spikes up, that would have been able to do a decent amount for our team, which would have been very nice, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. And here I have to decide whether I want to let this thing go down or not, because unfortunately Ursaluna looks very terrifying against my team. And I opt to say, you know what, I'm just going to go for Reflect. Maybe my opponent will overpredict and go for a normal type attack or something like that, even though they have no reason to at this point. And yeah, it's a bit of a scary time, but I'm like, you know what, I don't really have a choice here. This is what I'm going to do. This is the play that I'm going to make. And unfortunately, we do get hit with the Earthquake, which does KO Colossal. This also reveals that this Pokemon at least does not have the Flame Orb, which means the bulletproof Ursaluna is probably what ended up showing up here. So after doing some calcs, I ought to go ahead and send an Ogerpon Hearthflame to hopefully be able to scare this thing out. Unfortunately, I can't reliably go for Swords Dance because I do risk getting one-shot by an Earthquake, but that is actually what I end up doing here because I'm like, you know what, I need to play aggressive, I need to predict that Ursaluna is going to switch out, and thankfully that is exactly what happens, and I also get the prediction right that I go into Toxapex here. Meaning we get a free Swords Dance off as Toxapex does take the speed drop and also some damage from Spikes, which is obviously very nice for us. And actually what I end up doing here, surprisingly, predicting that the Toxapex is going to go for a Haze, I swap into I-Beam the Girder here. Because there's no reason for me not to, and we also end up seeing that Poison Jab is the last move this Toxapex has, which means I can't, like, it can't hit my Girder. And here is where I opt to go for a Tera Blast because Tera Blast isn't affected by Rocky Helmet, which is very important information to know for the future. And also, I forgot to mention, the reason I switched out here is because of the fact that Ogerpon would not have been able to KO this thing with a Horn Leech because this thing was max physical defense, and here I just end up firing off Tera Blast because I'm like, you know what, you're not going to stay in versus this thing, you can't do anything versus me, I'm just going to keep chipping you down, you're not going to get the Rocky Helmet chip on me that you want, so this is going to be up to you whether we want to play this game or not, and that's essentially what my position is right now. It's a bit scummy, but again, it's just the best way for me to win this game at this point. And it's about here that my audio will come back a bit more naturally, and if I need to add anything, I will, but from here, this will hopefully just be the live commentary. So, I hope you guys enjoy. Oh boy, this is such a tough game, dude. This is such a tough game, oh my god. In a way, I hope Porygon 2 comes in and paralyzes me, because if it does, then Guts is gonna pop off. But I'm still very scared. So... Okay, so they do swap out, they opt to swap Heatran. Are you Air Balloon, is the question. You're not. You are slower now. You're lefties, even better, we know your item. High horsepower, Flame Body Burn, baby, let's go! Come on, baby! Yes! Okay, burn, 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 burn. Nah. We could have hoped for a burn. Oh well, at least Girder got a kill. We love to see it. Oh boy. Ursaluna coming in next. Okay. That's fine by me. Girder, if there's ever a time for you to live and attack, it's now. Come on, Girder, please. Please, Girder. Please, Girder, come on. Live, 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 live. Drain Punch. Okay. How much does that recover? We win that 1v1, baby. We win that 1v1, let's go! Yes! Yes! We win that 1v1, baby. Let's go! Alright, I'll take that. Let's go, baby! Girder picking up KOs right and left. We love to see it. The duck comes in next. Interesting. Please paralyze me. Please paralyze me. I beg of you. Please paralyze me. That'd be so good for me. You're not going to now, but okay, whatever. My guess is you're going to Tera into one of your Teras. It's probably going to be Tera Poison, actually. Do I predict the Tera? Yes, I do. I do predict the Tera. I do predict the Tera because I'm that type of guy. I'm the guy that predicts the Tera. I'm the guy that predicts the Tera. Gotta get it right. I am so intelligent. This is probably not going to do much, but it's fine. Oh boy. Okay, that's a decent chunk, actually. Paralyze, 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 paralyze. No! Alright, I just high horsepower again then. Oh, he opts to pick up the KO versus me. Interesting. I mean, I'm okay with this. This is fine by me. Porygon 2 goes down. Maybe he thinks Urshifu wins, like Banded Urshifu possibly wins here. Interesting. Okay, here's the Urshi. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. Okay, that's fine. Okay, this is really gonna come down to a roll, isn't it? This is gonna come down to... Oh no. Oh boy. Urshifu. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna play rough. I have to play rough here. Yeah, that makes sense. That sucks. Alright, I'm gonna Sword Stance here. I have to just make this play. If they haze good on them. They just Poison Jab. Okay, that's fine. No poison. This is great. I Horn Leech here for recovery. If they haze Sphere, that's fine actually because I KO. So that's fine. Okay, we live. God, I'm so scared, dude. I'm so scared. I think Urshifu with Sucker Punch wins. Actually, I do think Sucker Punch wins here, unfortunately. As much as that sucks. It's not letting me calc, so I don't even know. I don't even know. I think I do lose now, though. I think I lose to Sucker Punch. I think I lose to Sucker Punch. For some reason, don't have Sucker Punch. That'd be so funny if you didn't. For me? You're scarfed. I don't know if Donphan can take one. I don't know if Donphan can take one. I don't know if Donphan can take one. Donphan's bulky. Donphan's bulky. It is naturally bulky. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. Come on, take one. Please, 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 please. Yes! 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 Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Oh my god, dude. Oh. 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 Oh my god. Oh. I'd be freaking out so much more if I was alone in this house. Oh my god, this is insane. Oh. 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 That was probably a roll. For the record, that was probably a roll. Oh. Oh my god, dude. Oh. Oh. I'm fine. I'm fine, I swear. Bro. Ah. That had to be a roll. That had to have been a roll, dude. That had to have been a roll. Oh my god. Oh man, that was such a good team. That was such a good team. It should have won. Oh my god, Travis's team should have won. That was such a good team. Oh my god. Wow. That was, I think that was a roll. I don't know if that was a roll in my favor because for some reason my calcs aren't working. Oh my god. That's so insane. That's so insane. I was not ready for that. It's not letting me even search up Urshifu now for some reason. I don't know why I can't search up Urshifu. But oh my god. That's so insane. Wow. I think they got the low roll. If they were adamant, they got the... No, they had to have been Jolly, actually. Because if they were adamant, I would still outsped. So, Jolly... Oh, man, it was definitely a roll. It was definitely a roll, dude. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. It was a roll in our favor. It was a roll in our favor, but it's 43.8% chance to KO from that range. And also the 90%, we landed the 90% to not miss. Wow. Bro. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Travis. You should have won this game. Straight up, I think Travis should have won this game. That team was just so good, dude. So good, Travis. Oh my god. Such a good game. I'm so sorry for all the rolls and stuff, but wow. I'm congratulations, Travis. Oh man. This is the most intense game of the season, 100%. The finals, I don't know if the finals are going to be any more intense than this unless we battle Travis again, because Travis is now going to be knocked to the lower bracket. They have to win one more time. They have to win another battle to get into finals. They have to beat either Nova or Zand. Oh my god. Oh, so crazy. TERA GURDURR finally popped off. We love to see TERA GURDURR popping off. We love to see that. That Ogre Pawn Cornerstone against Gudra, such a good bring. So good. So absolutely amazing. Such a good bring. Mad respect to the superpower. I was not expecting that at all. And I literally forgot about Sturdy being a thing. But yeah, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. GG's, man. GG's. Such a good game. Absolutely amazing game to my opponent. Please, if Travis uploads, check them out down in the description below. Wow, what a game. Okay, I'm done freaking out now. I'll pass it on to future me to finish this off. Wow, your boys are at the finals. We made it through the upper division to the finals. Be sure to check out, again, Travis's channel if they have one. Check out, yeah, we made it to the finals, baby! Let's go! We are one battle away from winning it all. Wow, what a game. I can't, I'm blown away. But yeah, passing it on to future me. GG's again, Travis. What a game, dude. So yeah, we won the semifinals, which is absolutely insane to me. If you had told me like week 2, this is where we would be at, I would have been like, what the heck? But yeah, we made it to semifinals, and I can go ahead and confirm the finals will be going up the next week. Despite the fact that we have a bye week, technically this video was supposed to go up last week, so our bye week is actually this week technically, which means next week you will be getting the finals of the NBBL, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. We've already had the battle, and yeah, you guys will just have to wait until next week to figure it out what happens. So, I will go ahead and say that the results of the other battles are obviously already done. Unfortunately, Nova did lose to Zand, and as a result, Travis and Zand ended up battling each other, which meant I knew very early on that I was going to have a rematch in the finals, which is always stressful. And what ended up happening was Zand won against Travis. So our finals game is going to be against our week 8 opponent, Zand, which I'm very excited about, but also very nervous about too, because I know that Zand has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. So I'm really hoping that everything goes well. I say that as if I didn't just say that we already did our battle, but that's besides the point. Our finals game is going to be versus Zand. It's going to be a rematch, and yeah, there's a very good chance we're finally going to get our first championship W, and I'm very excited about it. But regardless, that'll go ahead and be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, please be sure to check out Travis down in the description below, and yeah. Show them all the love and support, and that'll pretty much do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to check out the Ko-Fi as well down in the description below. Again, any financial support you can show is immensely, immensely, immensely appreciated. And again, it really does go a long way, especially right now at this current point in time. So definitely be sure to check it out if you haven't already. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!